I hear that your father wants to make you live off grid, and doing that, you're going to be a recluse, antisocial, and disconnected from society type of person.
What?
Hey guys, welcome back to the vlog. That seems to be kind of the impression that some people have about people that live off grid, that somehow they are antisocial, that they are disconnected from society, and like recluses that just live out there in the woods and don't ever talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Is that true, sir?
No. Definitely
not necessarily
not for all
true.
Of them, for
That's
sure.
right.
Not what we're gonna be doing.
So let's just talk a little bit really quick about what it means to be off grid, right? Off grid means that you are not connected to the utility companies, right? You have no cables, no pipes coming into your house. And so you are responsible for providing for yourself any electricity that you use, water that you use, disposal of your own poo-poo. Sarah?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a recluse.
Nope.
Do you think that you could live in like a high-rise in New York City and be a recluse?
Yes, for sure.
Do you think you could live in a high-rise in New York City and be antisocial?
Mm-hmm.
Disconnected from society?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, right?
Yeah.
And so it's more about your personality and how you live than where you get your electricity from, right?
Yeah.
And so we got a really interesting email from one of our subscribers. He wants to know, how will you interact with society when you're living off grid? How do we plan to interact with society while we're in Idaho?
All right, so our property is only 10 minutes from town. That is not very far at all.
Yeah.
So we'll be close, and I mean, we'll interact with the church there, those little friends, and then just the community. I mean, like, how do you make friends? You talk to people, you know?
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
So there's a lot of different things to do there that will cause you to interact with other people. You know, in the wintertime, we've got the ski resort there. We've got the church, like Sarah said. We've got the river for rafting and floating down. You've got the lake for fishing. And you do those things. Yeah, you may be by yourself sometimes, but other times you're going to meet other people.
Yeah, and through our friends in the church, we'll meet their friends, and then their friends, you know.
That's right.
Just,
you got like, 4-H and 4-H and FFA, which is something that we'd like to be involved in. So we got those activities as well. There's just a lot of ways to interact with society.
And if I get a job, I'll meet people at my job.
It's true.
Yeah.
Patronizing local businesses, you know, I mean, you're going to meet people there and build relationships with shop owners and restaurant owners and restaurant workers, all that kind of stuff. You know, and so just because you're off grid doesn't mean that you don't interact with society.
And I'm a very social person, and I need people.
She is, that's for sure.
Definitely.
There's a statement in this email that I think we could turn into a question. He says basically that you are substituting one source of utilities for another source. And is that true? Well, utilities are actually the organization that provides a resource to you, right? And so you have utility companies that provide a resource. So you have the electric utility, right? They're called public utilities. And so they provide you with electricity as a resource, water as a resource, gas as a resource, meaning like natural gas piped to your house. And then those same utilities will also take your sewer away, your poo-poos there. They'll take that away, right? And so we're not substituting those. We are finding a different source for the resource that they provide, right? And so for electricity, we'll have a different source, not the utility company to provide it for us, but we'll provide it for ourselves, right? Things like that. And so it's not really a substitute, it's finding a different source of the resource that the utility company would provide for you. Yeah. Oh, what about reinventing the wheel? So you think we're just gonna reinvent the wheel out there?
No.
No.
We'll be making use of modern technology and using that to do homesteading.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is not anything new. There's technology out there that has been out for years. It's always being improved upon. You know, it is really established technology, and so we're not going to reinvent anything. We're just going to, you know, follow standard procedure for living off grid. You know, how do you provide your own electricity? And there's tons of ways to do it, and tons of tools that you can use that have already been built by other people. You just utilize them, you know, install them the way they're supposed to be installed.
So another question he asked is, how will you help society if everybody else starts living off grid also?
That's good. All right, so remember that how you interact with society is not dependent on whether or not you're off-grid. It's more about your personality and who you are. And so in that way, it would be the same whether people were on-grid or off-grid. But really, if you think about it, if everybody started living off-grid and did it in a sustainable way, then it would be, I think, a benefit probably. There would be less pollution. It just seems like it'd have a better impact on society if people were more responsible for their own resources, but did it in a responsible way. Like if everybody ran a generator 24 hours a day, that'd be terrible. It'd be so noisy.
Yeah,
There'd be so much pollution. But if everybody had solar panels and provided their own electricity, then that would be cool, man. It'd be quiet. It would be clean. You know? It'd be awesome. And people would be responsible for themselves. Plus, when the power goes out on the grid, their power wouldn't go out. Everybody would still have power.
See, that's the thing about being on grid. Like,
you're relying on somebody else to provide vital resources to you.
Yeah, they can cut that off at any moment.
Yeah.
If they want. I mean, like, if something happens and somebody decides to do that, you're helpless.
Yeah.
You know?
A tree falls down across the road, power's out for how long?
Yeah.
Who knows? A couple hours? Maybe a couple days? A big ice storm or hurricane? It could be for an extremely long time. But if you're providing that for yourself, you're set. Now, what's interesting here too is, like he says here about, do you worry about becoming selfish people later? The point of it is not to become selfish, but to be in a situation to be able to help other people. If there's an earthquake or if there is a hurricane, right? And 10 people need help because they are not prepared. They don't have a water source of their own. They were dependent on the water utility company to provide that. They don't have electricity. They can't cook, all of that. They need help. But if you were independent from those utilities and you can provide for yourself, then you don't need help. What that provides you with is time and resources to help other people, right? And so if I didn't need to go stand in line to get water from the government, then I could be helping other people, right? If I didn't need to stand in line to get food from the government, then I could be helping other people.
Yeah.
And so if we had extra resources, we could use those to help people that didn't have resources, And so it's not about just thinking about yourself and what you can do for yourself, but in being prepared and being independent from those utilities, how will you be able to help other people who are not prepared and who are dependent on them when they're taken away? Yeah?
It's true.
So it's about being helpful, not selfish. So that's cool. We really appreciate your email and helping us to think through this, guys. This is one of the things that we love about our channel, and one of the things that is really cool about you guys, right, is this conversation that we get to have. And we're really thankful that you're here. We're really thankful that you are subscribed to the channel. Are you looking forward to living off grid?
Yeah.
See?
It'll be fun.
All right, guys. We hope you have a really great day.
Keep smiling.